Hello, this is Stefan again from schristoph.online. Today we'll talk about my latest blog post, the fifth and final part of my AI content pipeline series on publishing. This is the last mile from a polished draft to a live post that finds its audience, image generation, LinkedIn teasers, one-command deployment, and the analytics feedback loop. Let's dig in. Here's the problem. The post opens with 9 mechanical steps stand between done writing and live on the internet. Cover image, teaser, markdown conversion, asset copying, mermaid rendering, build, deploy, verify, and schedule. Each is trivial alone. Together, there's 30 to 45 minutes of tedious work every single time. That text is why most people's publishing cadence quietly decays. This diagram shows where we are. Stage 5 of 5 in the pipeline, publishing highlighted on the right. Ingestion, research, writing, and editing all come before it. Everything in this post is that final highlighted stage, the part that turns an edited draft into something live. Step 12 is image generation, and the key idea is data over aesthetics. Images aren't decoration on LinkedIn. Posts with images consistently outperform text-only ones, but not any image. The pipeline uses performance data to guide generation with explicit rules that prefer warm lighting and human presence and avoid the dark neon tech look that consistently underperform. You might ask yourself, what does it actually cost to run this per post? In dollar terms, almost nothing. The model calls are a few cents. The 3 image options are under 10 cents, and the hosting is free tier. The real cost is the 1 to 2 hours of human thinking and writing per post, which you'd spend whether or not you had a pipeline. One format performs consistently well. A composite of my avatar with a thought bubble holding a punchy quote from the article. It creates recognition. Readers start to identify the format before they read the text, and that recognition compounds over time. The exact numbers, like Helvetica 39 pixels, were tuned across roughly 20 posts. Now a critical reader will say the avatar composite seems gimmicky. Does it really beat a standard image? Honestly, mixed results. For regular followers, it builds recognition. But to a brand new viewer, it can read as too branded. So my rule is avatar composites for series posts, where recognition helps, standard images for standalone posts that have to sell themselves. I hold that lightly. I don't have enough data to call it definitively. Step 14 is the LinkedIn teaser, and most people get this wrong. The teaser is not a summary of the article. A summary tells readers what it says and removes the reason to click. A hook creates tension only the article resolves. The rules lead with a contrarian hook, take a stance, end with a question are all derived from comparing first-day impressions across posts. Why does ending with a question work? Because LinkedIn's algorithm in 2026 prioritizes depth of engagement over breadth of reach. Comments signal depth, questions drive comments. Every high comment post in my analytics ends with a genuine question. One readers actually want to answer from their own experience. The correlation was strong enough to become a hard rule, not a suggestion. That algorithm claim isn't just my hunch, it's sourced. This reference walks through how LinkedIn's distribution in 2026 prioritizes topical relevance and engagement depth over raw connection overlap. It's the external backing for why the end with a question rule earns its place, rather than being content marketing folklore dressed up as data. Steps 15 and 16 are where the pipeline pays for itself. Deployment is a single command that triggers the entire chain. Authenticate, build, deploy, and poll the live URL until an HTTP 200 confirms it's up. Each step is idempotent and retryable, and total time from publish this to live post is under 2 minutes versus 15 to 20 by hand. Before anything goes live, there's a mandatory consistency and link verification pass. This step is non-negotiable. It runs every time, even when the content looks fine. It cross-checks every factual claim in the teaser against the article, curls every URL for a 200, and confirms every reference image exists on disk. It has caught issues in roughly 1 of every 4 publications. So, you might push back. If the pipeline is this reliable, why keep a human gate? Why not fully automate? Because it optimizes for quality, not speed. Full automation would occasionally ship a teaser that misrepresents the argument or a link the curl check passed on a soft 404. The gate takes 30 seconds and catches about 1 issue per 4 posts. That's a worthwhile trade for reader trust. Publishing isn't the end. It's the start of the feedback loop that makes the next post better. Daily analytics, impressions, comments, followers, feedback into 4 things: which image styles to generate, which hook patterns to use, which topics resonate, and which posting times win. That loop is what turns a content pipeline into a content system. And the honest objection, a sample of 28 posts is small. So aren't these rules overfit? Yes, it's small, and I'm explicit that these are working hypotheses derived from data, not statistically proven laws. The discipline is to hold them lightly and update monthly. If the warm lighting rule stops correlating after 50 posts, it gets dropped. The alternative, publishing with zero data-informed constraints, is worse. The publishing phase is the most tool-specific part, but the patterns transfer regardless of implementation. Use performance data to guide visuals. Write teasers from analytics insights, not article summaries. Automate the mechanical steps. Close the feedback loop and keep a human gate before going live. Your blog engine will differ, the patterns don't. And the engine that actually runs all of this is Kiro here. The agentic CLI, the whole pipeline is built on the skills, steering files, and verification gates live as configurations that Kiro executes, which is why the quality comes from the constraints rather than from any single model. That's the tool behind every post in this series, including this one. Thanks for listening. I hope this was helpful. If so, you can reach out on LinkedIn directly to get in touch with me or head to my blog at schristoph.online. Let's keep in touch. Take care.